Hey everybody, and good Monday evening, and welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks. After a long stretch of time off, I'm back at it this evening, and we had, well, some fantastic weather to wrap up the weekend yesterday, and today was sensational once again. Since I've been gone for a while, and we haven't done a Weather Geeks video since something like the 28th of May, I wanted to review where we've been over the last couple of weeks. We've had a little bit of a back and forth pattern to wrap up May and head into June. With a cool stretch of weather right at the end of May and the start of June. But then, yeah, we got well into the 80s early in middle portions, I should say, of last week. We were a touch below average yesterday with a high of 74, but we did 82 at the Youngstown Warren Airport earlier on today. After starting at a crispy cool 47 this morning, our average low is now up to 54 at this time of the year, so that was well below the average, and tonight will not be nearly as cool. Check out that record high today, 99 set in 1933. That is easily the warmest temperature on record for today's date. In second place, it's something like 94. So that record is a record that's proven to be fairly invincible here on the 8th day of June. All right, here's our Surf Pro weather camera in Columbiana. Wow. You know, these are the kind of summer evenings that we dream about in December and January in our region. The humidity is low, the air is clean, the visibility fantastic. It's going to feel quite a bit different, I think, over the next couple of evenings. Real quickly, wanted to show you a time lapse from our Youngstown camera today, and occasionally a random cirrus cloud was found, but otherwise it was severe clear, as the pilots sometimes say, outside today. And again, the visibility 10 miles or better in from the hilltops across the region today. All right, here's the weather map this evening, and a couple of interesting things to note here. One, we have a cold front out across the middle of the country, and this swirly right here is, of course, what is left of Cristobal, which was a tropical system that made landfall in Louisiana over the weekend, bringing some heavy rains to parts of the Gulf Coast region. Now this is slowly moving to the north. Now its northward progress will accelerate by tonight and tomorrow. This is not going to bring us rain. It's actually going to take almost a due north course and end up eventually moving into the upper Midwest all the way to Canada. So the center of the low pressure system will not impact us. The cold front out to the west is what our next weather maker will be on Wednesday. Now, underneath Cristobal, or what's left of it, it's cooler, of course. Rain-cooled air in Little Rock and Memphis and Tupelo. But to the west and to the north, it's hot. Triple-digit heat, Lubbock, Texas. It got into the mid-90s in Minneapolis today. And this hotter air mass is getting set to come east as we go into midweek. What's left of Cristobal, a little bit hard to decipher here on the jet stream map, but basically in the upper levels, there's a little bit of a reflection right there. It just sort of gets absorbed coming north. But overall, what I want you to take away from the jet stream this evening is how far north the main branch is. And this ridge is really going to flex its muscles. Tuesday and into Wednesday, some of the hottest weather we've seen so far this year is heading our way, and it will come with an increase in humidity eventually as well. But we have another quiet day coming up on Tuesday. The story is the heat. Temperatures making their way into the lower 90s. A few fair weather cirrus clouds, maybe a few more than we had today, but still fairly cloud-free, and nothing stopping those temperatures from rising very, very quickly. Now, as we go into the day on Wednesday, this is going to be even a more humid day. It's really going to be uncomfortable when the sun is out on Wednesday. As far as rain chances go, now there could be a spotty shower or storm, I think, Wednesday afternoon. But the higher rain chances will probably be very late in the afternoon, or more so into the evening on Wednesday, with the approach of our front. Now, our in-house model here would suggest that the main kind of band of storms, it may be midnight before that moves through. I think that's probably too slow. I think it's probably a few hours earlier than this, but you get the idea here. It's late in the day Wednesday that our concerns start to ramp up for thunderstorm activity, and then a breezy and much different day on Thursday. The dew points come down, and the air is going to kind of feel like it did today at the end of the week. Low humidity and pretty pleasant outside. All right, Storm Prediction Center with their Day 3 outlook today. At about 2 o'clock this morning, they put out their Day 3 outlook, highlighting a slight risk of severe weather across eastern Ohio, western PA, up into western New York. A slight risk is basically like a 2 on a 1 to 5 scale. And right now I have the time period that is most likely for severe weather as 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Notice that's earlier than what I just showed you on our model. I think that model's a little slow. So very late afternoon or more so into the evening. And as far as the risks go, Wind damage, number one concern. I'm not going to be surprised if we have some hailers, and there's enough wind shear coming up late in the day Wednesday that an isolated tornado will be a possibility. In fact, when we look at our model, significant tornado risk, in other words, the risk of more than just a little spin up, maybe a little higher than or more significant than that. This never goes through the roof or anything. Our tornado risk is not super high Wednesday, but you get into some of these, gray shades on our model, and it's not bottom of the barrel stuff. That means that there's a non-zero chance of an isolated tornado or two across our region as we go into the early evening on Wednesday. And again, I think there'll be some hailers here and there with these storms if they get tall enough. There'll be enough cold air aloft to make some hailstones, and so a little bit of an elevated hail risk, mostly focused on kind of that 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock period, I think, Wednesday evening, and then the severe weather chances will decrease. Now, even though tomorrow is going to be quite a bit hotter, instead of the lower 80s, we're talking 91 tomorrow afternoon, the dew points will not be super high. It's actually Wednesday that I think will be almost oppressive outside. It'll be a little bit cloudier at times Wednesday, but when the sun is out Wednesday, boy, what a steam bath with temperatures around 90 and dew points around 70. Ew, that's no good at all. But it's just a 2-day thing with the heat, and really just a 1-day thing with the humidity, because the dew points crash on Thursday, and they stay really low by summer standards all the way through the upcoming weekend. And here's what I have temperature-wise in the forecast: 91 Tuesday and Wednesday, not even close to records. In fact, really, nothing unusual for mid-June. And then 78 for Thursday and Friday, and a secondary cold front comes through late Friday night, and knocks those temperatures down for highs, no better than 70 or so for the weekend. So it's not going to be a great pool weekend, but it's going to be gorgeous. The sun will be out, a few fair weather clouds, and the next warm-up starts early on next week. Now, we've had plentiful moisture for a lot of the last few months. It got a little bit dry at times in May, but for the most part, we're doing okay. I do think, though, as we head deeper into June, overall, this is a pretty dry-looking pattern. Our rain chance on Wednesday is the only rain chance I have in the 7-day forecast. And here in the 6 to 10-day period, odds are pretty elevated of a below-average period for precipitation. So there's going to be an increased risk of some yards starting to turn a little bit brown, I think, as we go into mid and late June, if this pattern keeps up. We're in no danger of slipping into a drought, per se, but it's going to start to maybe look a little bit browner, I think, than the relatively lush landscape we have across the region right now. Again, not a lot of rain chances coming our way. What is coming your way? Future editions of Weather for Weather Geeks this week, same time, same place, Tuesday through Friday, WFMJ.com/weather, EricWFMJ.com, my YouTube, my Facebook, my Twitter, and I'll keep you updated on social media as we keep examining those severe weather chances on Wednesday. In the meantime, thanks for watching this evening's video, and have a great rest of your Monday night.